So Pet Sematary is the adaptation from Stephen King's novel, and there was the movie back in 1989. It wasn't the best movie, but it is on Netflix right now. And let me just clarify two things for you. First off, I've never read the book and I've never seen that film, so I went into this, just like a general audience member, knowing absolutely nothing because I wanted to be surprised. I didn't want to watch the original movie and kind of get the information that might spoil a few things. So I thought, yeah, why not just go into this knowing absolutely nothing? And I came out of it and just thought to myself, why would they remake this if it's going to be such a dull film? So to some of you who aren't familiar with the story or who have no idea what Pet Sematary is all about, let me just summarize the plot real quickly without spoiling anything. Alright, so there's this family, so they move to a new home which is pretty much in a rural area, and they soon discover a mysterious burial ground hidden deep in the woods near their new home. So one day, their cat Church dies, and John Lithgow's character takes Jason Clarke to this weird burial ground to bury the cat, and all of a sudden, the very next day, the cat somehow mysteriously comes back to life. And after that, a lot of crazy shit starts happening, and that's about it, right? I'm not gonna reveal anything more just to keep this a spoiler-free review. Alright, so let's start with the positives. I think the relationship between the family and of course the acting from the actors were pretty much solid, and even though it felt a bit dull and boring for pretty much the first half of the film, I think it was a bit necessary to sort of build the emotions for this one particular scene, of course, which I'm not gonna spoil, but in my opinion, that's probably the most engaging scene that kind of threw me off guard, and I was like, holy shit, is this really gonna happen? But other than that, there really wasn't anything to offer. Why I call it a dull film is because it's supposed to be a horror film. However, it's just filled with a lot of jump scares, and the parts where it was supposed to be creepy never really got to me. And there was a scene where John Lithgow's wife, this is not really a spoiler, but she was already dead, and she comes back to life. He was sort of seeing things, and it was supposed to be creepy, but I was just there laughing. It's so bad that I laughed, and that's not a good sign. However, the other parts, they were decent, right? Just as a general audience member who knows nothing about Pet Sematary, I could really tell that this was a creepy and disturbing story. However, the way the movie portrayed it, oh man, it was so dull, and I think it was really disappointing, and I think Stephen King would be really, really disappointed with this. In the end, this film really felt like it should have been released straight to Netflix. It really is not worth, to watch it on the big screen. Just wait for it to come out on Netflix, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna join its original film pretty soon. And with Jason Clarke taking the reins, I know a lot of people are not the biggest fan of him. They constantly complain about his lack of charisma, and the fact that this film is so dull, it just makes him a perfect fit in my opinion. And I don't have anything against the actor, but his lack of charisma really shows, and that's why he fits perfectly in this film. So with all that being said, I'm gonna give Pet Sematary a C+. This is one of those films where it's just pretty much forgettable. I don't really recommend that you guys go check it out. It's not really a horror film. Didn't even get me once. Just a lot of cheap jump scares, and in the end, a pretty much pointless remake. And I suggest just staying at home, watching the original one on Netflix for free, or even better, go read Stephen King's novel, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go out and buy the book. Go watch Shazam, I guess, if you haven't already. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.